All right, boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something strange? This is the Halloween episode of the Metal Summit. We are your island of misfit toys. This is the place that you are and need to be every Wednesday night. You're halfway through. It's hump day. We're going to get you through to the weekend. It's just how we roll. That's how we do it. It's just the way things get done here on the Metal Summit. As always, we have your co-hosts here. We've got Jason, we've got Angel, we've got Bobby. For Psycho Steve, I am Jay. But enough about us. The fact of the matter is we are joined with our friendly neighborhood vampire, Dead Girls Academy's own Michael Orlando. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, so far, and for sure, brother. Thank you so much again for spending some of your evening with us. And first and foremost, man, 2 orders of congratulations are due for you. Because not only do you have your new video, Addicted to the Heart, coming out tomorrow, and another day after that is finally Doves in Glass Houses. How stoked are you?
I'm really excited. It's been too fucking long, so I'm excited to finally get this out, man. I'm really, really excited.
Absolutely, for sure.
And scared to death as well. So just don't want to add that.
Absolutely. No, which I can definitely appreciate. It's been about 3 years since you released Alchemy with Dead Girls Academy. So coming off your previous musical adventures and now, of course, dedicating yourself with Dead Girls Academy, talk a little bit about how it's been, putting together that first record, how the reception was, how it's been performing, and now leading up to the new record.
It's been a roller coaster ride, honestly. Initially, when I had changed to Dead Girls Academy, it was on a whim, to be honest. A bigger manager and one of the dudes that worked for and someone else.
Thank you so much again for spending some time.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. It was on a whim, and so it was a difficult decision to kind of drop my baby for something new and something different. But initially, it was very scary, and then Ronnie came aboard to do the record, which was even scarier because I wasn't writing my own lyrics for that record. I basically took a step back, and he was like, "Let me show you something new and refreshing. This way, you're not writing the same old evil shit." Because I would have wrote the same old evil shit, because that's just the way I roll. And that whole experience was hard. And then getting signed to Victory, that was awesome. And that whole period was really cool. For at least the first 3 singles that we got on Top 40 radio, and that was kind of a dream. All the way to leading to the last Warped Tour in 2018, which was pretty surreal, but our band really didn't start picking up notoriety on that until literally the end of it. So we started off from like 200-300 kids to about 2,000-3,000 kids at the end, but that's when our stint was over. So then we ended up doing another tour. One of the key guys over there ended up leaving, which was the radio guy, and he, and then the label ended up, selling to a different person like Concord, and so we were kind of left in a little bit of a limbo, and that was scary. And then all of a sudden we are back. It's like that part you get into the Greek, and then you're back. It's like the Jeffrey. But it's a good feeling now. I think me and the label owner Tony are really close, and we talk every night. And it feels like a more family experience now than it did before, even though before it was great. So it's better now. So now it's called Mission 2. I think Alchemy connected pretty well. I think the first 3 singles did. I don't think the connection was big enough. I think it could have been bigger. But that's just me being a very, I critique everything, and it was the first record. I wanted it to reach more people. So our goal on this one is, I wrote all the lyrics, all the melodies. We used 3 different producers to try to get the point across, and I feel like we got it across on this record. I guess you'll tell me when you hear it, because I think I did. So.
Absolutely. Honestly, dude, I listened to it today. So,
what'd you think, man?
I thought it was great, man. Courtesy of Tom, who was helping us get this, situated and everything. So he sent me over the record, and I was definitely digging on it. I loved the first 2 singles, man. I thought Addicted to Your Heart, and I thought This Is War was great. But I was really connecting to Bleeding Faith, Agonize, and Walking Left.
That's good. Yeah. Agonize is definitely going to be probably our second single we drop. We shot another music video for that, so I'm happy you said that. One of my favorites is Inside Out. Initially, it's because I wrote, usually I write about past girls that have destroyed me, and mainly one. But this song was more about my current girlfriend and the roller coaster ride we had with her moving from Scotland. And then it was nice enough having Jinx come aboard from Black Veil Brides to be like, put some violin on it, which I thought was fucking pretty wicked, dude. And I'm not a giant fan of Queen of the Damned, mainly because I thought it was Cheese Factory, but that violin part in it, I mean, it just reminds me a little bit of that vibe. I like that. I think it escalated it for me, for sure.
Absolutely, for sure. So coming off this question, I'm going to kick it over to Bobby, but the reason I'm going to kind of bridge it that way is you touched on using 3 producers for this, and Bobby's kind of the producer of our team because he's working with a band currently and has history with that. I'd love for you to kind of elaborate on using 3 producers, because I almost feel like you'd be setting yourself up for a headache just with all those different personalities of how they hear the record or they hear your lyrics or the playing. So 3 producers. Michael, please elaborate.
Okay. Well, initially we went with Chris Crummett. Chris has done a lot of cool stuff. He did Sleeping with Sirens, a lot of the scene stuff that Dance Gavin Dance, who did a lot of cool stuff coming up. And he's like a Joey Sturgis type character. He has that very methodical way of recording and everything. He mixes digital with real, and it just sounds pretty flawless. So we actually did the whole record with him right before the whole Victory thing, kind of like right in the middle. When they sold, we almost had half the record done with him, and he finished it off. So we ended up going, okay, we got this. What are we going to do with this now? And we ended up getting one of those product guys that does radio. And we're like, all right, well, let's try our hand at radio with this shit. And he's like, oh, man, you should probably remix some of these things. And I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, oh, well, this is the reason. And I'm like, okay. And he introduced us to Malcolm Springer, who did Fear Factory. And that guy, man, you talk like this, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Right like that. And I'm not even kidding. Like, he's a great guy. And he brought that, I don't want to, how would I say this? He's definitely on the spectrum. Okay. And he brought that whole symphonic feel of all the underlying stuff. You can absolutely know the songs this man did on the record, and you can hear the synths and all that good stuff. And we did like about 4 to 5 maybe songs with him, maybe 6. And then at the end of that, I ended up getting back with Tony, and Tony was like, "Oh man, well, I love the record, but we need some more hard-hitting stuff." And I was like, "Oh, it's funny you say that because I agree." And I just didn't feel like Malcolm had his grip on that. I felt like he had his world. I mean, he quoted Rob Thomas while I was in that studio, so I was like, he's probably not the man for that. So my manager knew Nick Sampson, and he's done a lot of fucking crazy shit, namely Periphery. And he got this stuff. He's like, I'm a fan of the band and the guitars. I'll do 2 new songs for you. And so he did Bleeding Faith and he did Addicted to Your Heart. So those were the 2 additives. So if you listen to it as a whole, it was Andy Vandette, who did like David Bowie and shit, like over there in New York, who put it all together sonically to make it sound like maybe it is one record.
Good.
So yeah, that's kind of the story of that.
Nice. Right on, Bobby. Pick it right up, bud.
All right, so I'm going to flip it this way. So when you were the first band, which I really started listening to, Vampires Everywhere, I kept going, man, hearing a lot of Manson in here. A lot of Manson.
Right.
Your new stuff, I'm telling you, it's a big transformation of what you did. You went from very industrial goth to, swinging it over to Black Veil Brides, to My Chemical Romance, that period. How did you transition in the shift to that? I mean, it's a big jump, and it's also a big leap of faith.
Yeah, it's actually, that's a great question, man. I got into my head that I could be a singer. and that's what changed me over. So it's like before I was like I was friends with Tim Skold, and I wanted him to do the fucking record, which was the Last Vampires record that I didn't put out myself. That was on Century Media, and the label wouldn't pay for it. That was Hellbound and Heartless, and Skold was asking a crazy amount of money. So we ended up going with these other guys that were in this fucking other 90s band. I forgot their name, but his name's Mike Sarkeesian. He was like a one-hit wonder band. And we ended up going in there, and he's just like, man, don't even worry about singing. Let's just get the screaming, the melodic screaming, and we'll add a little bit of singing in the background. He's like, you have this Manson feel, it's natural. Let's go that direction. So after that, I was just like, nah. Next thing I do is going to be melodic, because I've been working on it so hard to fucking do it. And that's when I put out the next record, and it's that was the Last Vampires record that I put out. And that had a lot more of, that vibe, the more melodic vibe to it. But obviously, when I got with Ronnie, everything was a 3 or 4 part harmony. So it's like he made everything more 80s and more pop punk than I'm ever used to. Because, to be clear, I've heard of him when I met him. When we became friends in LA, I've heard of him, but we weren't cool. And I didn't like his music. It wasn't my deal. So, writing with him was like, was interesting, because it was like, okay, he's like, no, you would do well doing that. And I'm like, nah, all right, let's give it a go. Because anything that wasn't full on screaming at that time, I was like, yeah, put me in, coach. And that's kind of how that transition started. And, I've been working on my vocals for so long that I wanted to do another record, this record here. Because I have a lot of 80s vibes, man. I don't know about all y'all, but I don't listen to a lot of new music. I listen to a lot of 80s rock and metal.
Hello?
Yes. Michael, this is the show for you.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So you know what I mean, man? So there's not a lot of screaming in that music. And it just pushed me into a direction where I wanted to be like them and emulate them and kind of have that influence in there. But at the same time, just throw a couple screams in there for nostalgia. So that's kind of how it transitioned over. And you're right, man. It was a hard task. It was a hard task, but I got better because of it, I think.
Okay, you got better. How did your audience and, your fans from Vampires Everywhere transition over? Did you feel like they followed you, or did you lose some diehards?
I lost a shit ton of fans, bro. A shit ton. You don't know. See, the thing about this is being in a band, and touring and shit, you don't really pay attention to what actually is going on in your life and what's going on around you in the music, because you got everybody in your fucking ear telling you, man, you need to sell more records, you need to do this, you need to do that. So you miss out on all the cool shit that's actually happening, the Last Vampires Everywhere show we had was Rob Zombie's Great Adventure over there in LA. And Kevin Lyman from Warped Tour put us on, and we headlined that motherfucker, and we got a really good paycheck. But at that time I was like, nah, man, I'm ending it. I'm doing something different. Because everyone's in my ear. It needs to be more radio. You need to change your name. You need to do all that. So when that was there, because I changed my name like a lot, that was in my ear. I lost fans there. And then the transition, I lost fans again. And then I lost a lot of fans along the way. But I had some diehards stick with me. But you're talking a large fan base loss and a kind of almost a restart, if you will. Yeah. If I wasn't some sort of more of an influencer on IG and Twitter and shit, I'd be in fucking deep shit right now. But luckily, that sticked with me through the shit. So great question. That's it.
Cool.
Absolutely, for sure. Jason, let's pop it up to you, man.
So Mike, how did you get into music? Like what made you go down that road?
I'm highly competitive. I played semi-professional ice hockey in Minnesota when I was younger. When that ended up breaking up, one of the guys that was over there in Minnesota had a band, like a Korn cover band, and he wouldn't let me play in it because, well, first of all, I didn't know how to play a fucking instrument at that age, but he wouldn't let me play in the band. I said I could figure it out. And then when it all ended, man, I went back to Florida. That's where from Minnesota to Florida, I was dabbling with guitar, but I wasn't in the mind frame. I think it was like 3 years later almost where I was like, all right, man, I'll put together a band, and I played bass in the band. Because, dude, let's be clear, that's the easiest instrument to get away with while looking good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can play bass and you can get away with being on stage, and that's how I got into it. The transition from singer came because every time I would invest all my time or money or anything into a band, the fucking singer would be a piece of shit. So, and that's what it turned into, because the singers for me, whatever, but it's you're dealing with ego, you're dealing with motivation issues, and you're dealing with a lot of drug use and alcohol abuse, all that kind of stuff as I'm drinking my wine, and my ego just through the roof. But back then, I'm just dedicated. I needed to be dedicated, and someone dedicated running the helm, and that's how I transitioned to be a singer. So that's kind of how I got into it, man.
Oh, nice. Right on. Very cool. Very cool. Angel, let's kick it over to you. Let's hear from the Metal Summoners, and let's hear from the Dead Girl students.
Yeah, no problem. Just give me 1 second. I'm running from zombies, so I'm trying to get my cold beer. I'm just kidding. I just want to say hi to our fans, our lovely, beautiful fans. Kim Sullivan, who tune in every week. Hello, cheers. Thank you for watching. Lisa Sontag, thank you for watching. Matt Porter, thank you for tuning in. Lorena, welcome back. It's been a couple weeks. We missed you. Welcome back. Brian Rensfelder, thank you for watching. Comment from Steve Marlowe. Dead Girls Academy is going to be big. Watch and see, and we agree with you.
Okay, I'll take it, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
We have a great question. Our first question comes from Kim Sullivan. You started out as Vampires Everywhere, but then disbanded, following up with The Killing Light, and then back to Vampires Everywhere, and now performing under the name Dead Girls Academy. Was there a particular reason behind all the name changes?
Yeah, I would say that would be bad management. At the time, bad management would be the case at that time. Somebody in your ear telling you what to do. I think that was the biggest problem that I had. There's a thing with being a singer and then running your own band. You don't have a lot of confidence sometimes with your decisions because you're the only one kind of choosing that path. And the other person on your corner is your manager at that time. And so he had his own ideas about what he wanted to do and how he wanted to utilize it. Sorry for that.
No problem. And next up, we got Matt Porter with a question. He always has good questions, by the way. I'm a big fan of the Metal Summit. Of course you are, Matt. We love you.
Thank you, Matt.
But not familiar with Dead Girls Academy. Which 3 songs would you recommend to someone to introduce them to your band?
That's a great idea. I'll Find a Way, No Way Out, and I would say Now Addicted to Your Heart. And then, 2 days from now, check it out and get back to me.
Cool, Matt. So you heard that. Check it out. We'll give you another 3 songs, but just buy the CDs.
Yeah, the CD would be cool.
Hey, we're trying to help you sell CDs. That's what we're here for as well.
Man. I'm here to hang with y'all, man. Let's just do that.
We appreciate it. Now we're going to get down to Steve. Oh, yes, buy records, merchandise, T-shirts, all that other good stuff. Support rock and roll music. Damn it, it's not dead. Okay. On to Steven. My only question I have is, anyone else more excited about the new record than me? I'm very excited for the record. Jason is. Bobby is very excited.
Oh, of course.
That's what he's been talking about all day.
And now I'm buying the F COVID shirt, which is totally awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
bro, you gotta get that, man. Wait till you see this fucking music video, bro. You're gonna trip balls, bro. We didn't hold back on it. It ended up being like the rock and roll WAP. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, we have one up on Cardi B on this. I know it.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know who the hell is that, but
Dude, you gotta go look up WAP, bro. You haven't seen WAP. You gotta go look it up. It's the worst song in history, but
I do like WAPs though.
Don't we all? But that song fucking sucks.
All right. Jansen has a question. This one is funny. Who's your favorite photographer?
this motherfucker, bro. So I met him on tour in the UK, Germany, when we were on tour of POD, and he is a trip, man. There's only one other person that I think could probably last drinking with me, and that's that guy there. Yeah, he's a phenomenal photographer. Jansen, you know you're my favorite, bro. Come on, stop.
Yeah, I know the answer to that already. But I had to ask.
He lost his dog, man. He lost his Shar Pei somewhere in the woods and shit. Yeah, Jansen, I hope you found it, man.
Yes, we hope so too. And now
They
I
say
have.
if you have a dog as big as a cat, put a rainbow sticker in your car. No, Mike.
Okay, now I have a question. Um, what was it like moving to LA?
Well, initially from Florida to LA was a culture shock. At that time, there was actually a scene in LA. There was music. It was rock music. I know that I don't want to scare you, but there was actually rock music in Los Angeles at one point. And there was an emo scene, a rock scene, and a goth scene. It was very prevalent. So it was awesome. You know, moving from Florida, you're playing by the playing shows by the Everglades, man, and these weird places, and there wasn't really a lot of music going on there at the time, even though Manson came from there, a lot of people came from there, but LA was a different animal, so it was fantastic, man. I think LA has a very awesome balance of sorrow and excitement. So if you're able to balance that, I did for like 13 years, however long I was there, you can get by, but most of the time it swallows a lot of people whole, man. It's a crazy place, very crazy, and crazier now. Just by the way.
Oh yeah.
Before I kick it up, I just want to thank somebody very special. I just popped up with a comment. Onyx, I'm new to both the Metal Summit and Dead Girls Academy, but my sister is a fan, and it's pretty cool. Just want to say thank you for watching. Definitely hope that you check out Dead Girls Academy and check out our show every week.
Absolutely. Thank you for so much for chiming in, for sure. No, we're happy to have you. Absolutely. So, Michael, one of the things that I wanted to chime back in on, you were talking about, wanting to change and do more singing, be more of that melodic singing, being like an 80s guy type stuff. I wasn't lying when I said that this show is for you. So being that I'm one of those Vampires Everywhere people that didn't fall off the cliff, when you kind of vanished and reappeared and stuff, I followed you through. That was actually something I was telling the guys earlier, is I was like, the one thing I noticed was after Hellbound and Heartless, which really had that aggressive, like, gothy, aggressive Manson-ish style, the Killing Lights EP was kind of where I first started noticing you, where before you were doing 50-50 scream, clean vocal, maybe even 60-40 screams. Yeah. I felt that Killing Lights was kind of where you started really singing more. And then in Ritual, I thought you definitely were sounding great. I love the stuff you were doing, that in particular Ghost Inside My Head personally.
Thank you for that. Yeah,
absolutely. And then of course going into now DGA, which has got that more of what I've been referred to as kind of that My Chemical Romance almost kind of meets the 69 Eyes kind of vibe.
I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, I'm a big 69 guy. But yeah, so my curiosity, which you kind of answered before, but when it came to your changing of your vocals, I was kind of curious if maybe it was a vocal issue, if you were trying to keep from straining yourself out, or if it was just a personal preference, and preference kind of seems like it was the way.
It's interesting. So what ended up happening during the Killing Lights, I had an ex-girl I was dating, and she was signed to Rock Nation, and she was a singer. She had, there it is. Yeah. And she had pushed me in that direction as well. I had a lot of people in my ear, man, at that time with that. And no, it wasn't any kind of vocal strain. I just thought I thought I had it in me, at the time. I didn't, at that point in the transition world, metalcore was kind of going away and there's other transition was coming in. I was like, well, man, I better fucking adapt. But whoever watching this or, will watch this, just know, stick to what you love and don't worry about what's actually going on. And that's what I did with the Dead Girls Academy, is like, I made sure that everything is cool. I like it all. That was very, very important to me. But I learned how to scream when I was around 22. I never got screaming lessons until I was 31 from Melissa Cross. Melissa, if she ends up seeing this eventually down the road, I'm sorry, but that was weird as fuck. There was no help there. She did, lay on me on the floor, which is, I don't know if that helps anything. That was at NAMM, by the way. You know, we're talking about NAMM. I was in our hotel at NAMM, and she just thought it was appropriate to, I don't know, cowgirl ride me and push on my chest. You never know, man. Some things work. But at the end of the day,
Damn, I
I've
never
only
get
lost
that.
my voice. I've only lost my voice once, and that was because I was singing for about 8 hours for a record, and I'm pretty trained screaming, so no, it wasn't that. It wasn't the case. And I gave screaming lessons for a little while until Tim Skoll told me I was an idiot for giving away my secrets, and then I was like, oh, you're right. So I don't do that. But I'm trained in both screaming and melodic vocals. I do that every day. I try the best I can to keep up with it. So.
Got you, brother, for sure. And then just kind of to put this out there for, like, you know, people that have been familiar with your work from before and people that are getting into Dead Girls Academy right now, when you just kind of look back on it, is there a part of you that misses going by, having your band go by Vampires Everywhere, or have you since, you know, become content and driven as a Dead Girls Academy?
Well, I mean, I think what ended up happening is that a lot of people were misconstrued on it, and I tried to make this apparent to past managers. I was like, well, I'm going to do Dead Girls Academy, but maybe I should keep Vampires Everywhere there, so they know it's just, you know, these are two fucking different bands. I'm not changing my name for the 10th time. But no, it's Dead Girls Academy is a new moniker. I will put out a Vampires Everywhere record in the future. It will be hard. I just have that in me still. I'm very angry still, so I probably will end up doing that. But no, Dead Girls Academy is a completely different animal, and it's very comfortable going by that now. Mainly because of the tours I've been on and stuff. So people are starting to get, I mean, it's a war of attrition. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was like a 6 to 8 year rule. That was it back in the day. Get in a Ryder truck. Hey man, 6 years from now, people will like you. Just keep going. It seems like because of what's going on in music now, we are headed in that direction again. It's like, it's a war of attrition, man. You got to keep putting out content. You got to keep being relevant. And then eventually people are going to go, you're that guy. Gotcha. I love it. And that's kind of what Dead Girls has been doing. Just pushing it on, man. Just like, look at my kids, look at my kids, look at my kids. Like the Family Guy shit, man. So, yeah, I'm comfortable with it.
Absolutely, for sure. And then, Bobby, go ahead and pick this up right after Michael's answer. But, yeah, that's the one thing that really is kind of the truth when it comes to the music industry is, excuse me, is unlike any other industry. You can be forgotten very, very quickly when it comes to the music industry.
You can. Yep.
Bobby, it's all you.
Couple things here. I'm going to hit you with some hard questions. I'm going to be like Leslie Stahl. Just don't trump out on me. No. No, but so here's a couple things. So today I met with a friend of mine. He loves tattoos. He was Richard Nixon's therapist.
Wow.
So I showed him your picture, and he goes, I love his work and this and that. He goes, but he's very androgynous. I'm going, okay, so how do I bring this one in? He goes, look, he's a singer, this and that. He goes, ask him who his influences were, because he very much seen the Bowie, Ziggy Stardust in you. He's seen the Freddie, the early Elton, your whole look there, where glam, Slade, that period where, you know, so you call it goth now, but it still boils back to early 70s glam.
Sure.
Very androgynous looking, you know.
Yeah.
So where'd that come from? From a guy who played fucking hockey.
Well, man, I've always been, I've always had a way with women. And I think it's because of the androgyny, bro, and why I got so many fights in hockey. I think it's just in me, man. It can't, you know, I'm a big Motley Crue fan. It didn't directly come from there, but I love Motley Crue. Believe it or not, me and Phil Collins are, you know, I have a close inspirational relationship with Phil Collins. No androgyny there, but that's because he's an ugly motherfucker, but still he makes some great music, man.
Oh yeah.
End of the day, though, man, I think it has to be all the earlier goth stuff like Sisters of Mercy, Susie and the Banshees.
Yeah.
You know, the Misfits. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but the Misfits. You know, but I mean, as far as David Bowie goes, I'm not a giant David Bowie fan. I do respect him do appreciate him, but he's not a giant influence to me. You know, Manson got into my head as an earlier guy when I was going through some shit, and he made it okay for me a little bit. Trent Reznor, these type of people earlier on for me made it okay. And I think that when I started Vampires Everywhere, I was in an emo mode, man. I was emo god, bro. And out of nowhere, I had this epiphany just to change it all up and go to the darker side of me, and it ended up working out. And I think if you see most singers nowadays too that are, you know, actually have any clout, we all kind of started looking some pretty fucking similar, bro. Either we're wearing bright colors or we're wearing dark colors or wearing whatever, but we all kind of look like we're riding the line between boy and girl. And I think that you know, young blood right now, you know, shit like that. It's like it's more acceptable now than it was back in the day. Dude, I used to go to a fucking Denny's dressed like this, and I can't tell you, man. I had people quit the band Vampires band. I had people quit on spot because they couldn't stand the yokels fucking talking shit at the Denny's table. So it's been a hard road being this, but it just is what I am. You know, I guess if that makes any sense.
Well, the part that he was throwing out, it wasn't so much of the influence of the singer, but it was the whole how you adapted the fashion into the rock and roll, where it played the major part. And those were the pioneers who started it all. If it wasn't for the Bowie, the Eltons going outside of the box instead of, look, nobody wants to say, we don't want to go back to the fucking grunge days where all this is a flannel shirt. And,
hey, bro, we're in the grunge days, bro. Because you know what's funny? I watched a documentary a day ago, and it was bullshit. It was about, rock and roll's not dead or whatever. And it had these people coming on, and someone's like, oh man, Kurt Cobain, no one's like him anymore. And it's like, bro, everyone's like him. Everyone wears fucking pair of blue jeans that are ripped up, a fucking flannel shirt, something underneath it, and some long fucking hair. I mean, what are we talking about here? Everyone looks like the guy fucking next door.
Yeah.
The reason Kurt pulled that off is the androgyny Kurt had. It was the pain that Kurt had that made it real, that made him not the normal dude. Because back then, all that glam metal shit, they all looked like me, but just way worse, you know? And he just came out, and he was the different me. He was different in the music. And now everyone's him. Dude, if you went to Warped Tour 18, bro, I think I was the only guy without a flannel on, to be honest with you. You know, that's the thing, man. The transition that's happening right now, I know you're seeing it, is makeup's coming back.
Yeah.
Some you feel it in the air. Greta Van Fleet stealing people's music, you know, shit like that. You know, you feel that vibe of rock kind of just slowly seeping back in, but it's slow, bro. It's a slow vibe. Slow vibe.
Well, people want to see artists look like artists. Everybody likes to see larger than life.
Right.
And that's why I appreciate people like yourself and everybody going out who, you know, look, give it some fucking effort to go out there. When I went and pay hard-earned money to go hear a band, I want them to look as good on the album cover. That's why I'm a huge Kiss fan.
Oh, dude, well, yeah, I mean, besides, you know, Gene being an absolute nutbag, I mean, you have to love Kiss. But it's interesting, man. It's just like, I'm just so happy because even emo rap, and I don't know if you familiarize yourself with any shit that's going on in the youth culture here, but they're all wearing makeup. Doesn't matter what color you are, what ethnicity, it doesn't matter. It's just coming back slowly. And I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful I'm still young enough to keep it up, bro. You know what I mean? I got another fucking, I might have another 20 years in me. Let me, you know. So hopefully I'm back in the whole renovation of that shit.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Brother?
Yeah, no sweat, man. Absolutely. Jason, let's hear from you, my man. It's all you all the time.
So, well, first of all, have you ever been starstruck by any of your idols, or have worked with them?
Well, yes. I think. Let me see. I've had a really weird experience with Jared Leto. Very weird experience. I don't know how deep I'll go. All right, fuck it. I'm home, and the girl I was dating was with her friend. That we all hooked up with Fryer, and then we're on a FaceTime call, and they're like, "Hey, man, we're at Jared Leto's house, and we're listening to your record right now." And Jared Leto gets on the phone, and I'll be clear, bro. I was pretty starstruck by that, and he was eating an apple the whole time, as I know he just fucked everybody in that house, but that was okay for me, you know. I mean, that was the moment. Far left, outside of music, I ran into Andy Bourdain before he offed himself, and I'm a giant Andy Bourdain fan. I met him at a Starbucks, and I ended up asking him 400 questions. So I was pretty starstruck by him. Other than that, though, man, I've met a lot of fucking people, and I've dated a lot of weird people, and I don't get starstruck too often. But it's the awkward people for me. You know, Jared Leto being like a savant, you know, with everything he does.
Yeah.
That was weird. I met Henry Winkler. I'm pretty sure he hit on me. I'm actually 99.9% sure he hit on me at a bakery in LA. The Fonz. And I was just like, all right, man. You know, it's I got a little starstruck by him, but it's been very rare and in between, and I met a lot of different people, but it's interesting because if I don't have that vibe, my childhood vibe from it, or I'm not awestruck by it, I just don't give a fuck who you are, you know. It's kind of that vibe I go with, yeah. And LA teaches you this, man. This is what LA teaches you being there so long. If you see a celebrity, don't look at them. You're supposed to not look at them. And you're supposed to have the cool guy factor. Be like, oh, what's up, man? And then just keep going by your day. Even though you're like, all right. You know, and that was actually like a girl was from Scotland, and we ran into Marilyn Manson at the Chateau Marmont, and she had to try to control herself because she was a big Manson, but she was like, ah, like that. No, you got to chill the fuck out. You know, keep walking. You know, keep walking. So, I mean, that's the mentality you get being there for so long, man. And I've had a lot of weird parties with weird people, but you end up just getting, you know, I had a long talk with Frodo. I don't know if you're a fan of it. You know, we got fucked up at a party together, and I thought that was funny, but it's been interesting. Pretty cool.
I can't get fucking Fonzie out of my head walking up to you and going, hey.
Yeah.
Bro. Some coffee and a croissant, bro. And we were the only ones in there. I was early. I was doing some band work, and he came up to me, and I swear to God, there was no other reason. He knows I was looking at him. I was like, I know who you are. You know, it's a childhood thing. I was a little horse when I was a kid watching fucking Happy Days, bro, and there he is, fucking, swear to God, hit on me. I know it. Hope he never hears this in his life, but I know it.
Yeah, dude, I feel like celebs in LA, you just kind of have to you're supposed to react to them like you come across a family of deer at a pond. Like, don't move suddenly or you're gonna scare them away.
It is like that. But most of these people, though, are so full of themselves that they want you to notice them, even though they don't want you to notice them.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? And they want you to give a gas on it. So when you do look the other way, they actually start looking at you. And they're like, well, who are you to not look at me? And that's a weird LA fucking vibe, dude. I don't know.
I got you, bro. 100%. Angel, let me kick it up to you as soon as you're done getting your giggles out, brother.
I thought I'd never say this, but how the fuck do I top the fonts?
Dude, it's a hard one, bro.
Like, you got me on the spot. Like, I don't know
Oh,
what.
Mike almost got topped by the Fonz. Oh, wait. Oh, wrong way.
Damn, dude. I got to take that image out of my head now before I read the finish. I'm really going to need therapy. Anybody know a good therapist? Please hit me up.
Well,
We might have him watching the show right now, Angel.
He can fix you.
Yeah, anyone watching? Oh, Lori Hunt. She says, hey, it's Steve. And then Steven Marlowe says, I lived with Michael on IG a few times and can say he's genuine, awesome dude and talented singer. I fully believe in him and their future. And that's a great thing because we do need rock and roll. So one day I can sneak out of a nursing home and go to your rock show. That would be a fun thing to do. My question is, during this whole COVID thing, were you able to write music? And did you write music during the whole COVID thing?
That's a great question, man. So right as this thing hit, we were supposed to go on tour with Alice Cooper's daughter's band, Visto Blanco. I I never heard of the band, but I heard Alice Cooper's daughter, and I was like, all right, count me in. And I know the bass player from Alice Cooper was in it, so I was like, all right, let's do it. That's before it hit. It hit right as it was announced, and then one of us got sick with something. Wasn't me, my drummer, and we had to cancel that, unfortunately, because we didn't know what the fuck he had, and we just had to say, well, whatever. He ended up getting better quickly, and then we ended up actually during the pandemic, the beginning of it, the early stages, going to Nashville. We were too chicken shit to fly, so we drove, and that's when we recorded with Malcolm Springer out there before things started getting a little crazy, and we drove back, and I swore I had it, didn't. And then I had my guitar player come over and recorded my house at the time in LA during it. For the first 4 months, I want to say, I was a psychopath with it, man, where you have no idea. I have OCD. I don't want this shit, like most, and then whatever. Then it turned out I started going out with people, and it broke my cherry, man. It was just like, all right, I'm good. And so for the last 6 months, probably, I've been living almost a normal life as you could in the pandemic, especially in Vegas. Dude, I used to do a music video. There were a lot of people there, bro. And I just got a COVID test like 2 days ago, and I'm fucking negative. So as catchy as they say it is, up in the air with me, bro. Up in the air. So I haven't tried to stop my career over it. I think it's I think after this election, I think we're all going to see a significant change in the climate and the environment of this virus. And I think that vaccine is going to come in real soon. But with a 99.9% recovery rate, I just had to keep working.
Cool, awesome.
For sure. Because also, Michael, at the start of COVID, you guys were announced, and I was stoked because you were playing a bunch of dates right in my area, so I was going to see you a few times. You were announced to play with Wednesday 13 and Piggy D in the Haxons with Ash, like right as at that time too.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a bummer. And then since the one thing that we've discussed numerous times on this show, and something that I fully believe in, is one of the things that I do think COVID is going to give us as a gift, as weird as that sounds, is I think you're going to get some of the most fucking banging albums that you're ever going to get. Because even the bands that are signed to labels that normally would have somebody chirping at them, let's go, man, I need songs, I need an album, go, go, go. Where the artists are going to sit back and be like, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't give you a tour. I can't do anything. So
Right.
We can keep writing stuff. So anyway, was Doves in Glass Houses on point to come out still for Halloween, or because of your time at home, were you able to really wrap it up quicker?
It's a great question, man. So I was sitting outside. I got a pool now, man. I got a jacuzzi. That's weird because I was in a one bedroom in Hollywood for the same price. So moved to Vegas. That's one. Two, I'm sitting outside and my label owner calls me and goes, oh, hey, man, we're going to put this out on Devil's Night. Out of nowhere. So I had 2 weeks to get everything together as far as videos and everything and shit like that. Because, dude, honestly, man, when someone goes and calls you and goes, yeah, man, we're going to put your shit out on Devil's Night, you guys got to fucking do it, bro. You ain't first or last. You got to do what you got to do and put it together. No, so there was no plan for that. I was hoping for 2021 with a long haul. And, that's what bands like Bring Me the Horizon and Motionless in White and whoever else, they do really long scenarios before they put out an album because it builds up the streaming. And so, like, if you put out, for instance, a little music knowledge here, you probably know or you don't. So if you put out a single on Spotify and it has the same IRC number as the album, it doesn't matter when you put it out. It all builds up to the same record. So labels want to stretch out as long as possible to build up the streaming. So when it does come out, you get 7 million streams instead of having a smaller amount. So that was kind of where I was going with this whole thing in my head because I'm analytical. And but having someone go, man, hey, man, what? People need music. My Tony going, you need music. People need music. I'm like, nah, they sure as hell do. And I can't argue with that. And so we got it together and we put it out. We're about to put it out. So it's, I am shitting in my pants, but I'm also stoked that it's coming out on Devil's Night because I've never put anything out on fucking Halloween, bro. That's super cool. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. For sure. So we've
moment.
seen that. That's fucking awesome,
Bro, you know
Bobby.
what's fucked up, Nick? Can you grab that? Who's got there?
What is that?
Yeah, my Vampire Observer magazine thing. I got something for you, bro. I got something for you. You pulled that. I got something for you.
I know where you got it from.
Oh yeah. we all know. So well here's something for you, Michael, just out of curiosity. So you put out, since you're active on social media, you put out a post a long time ago that said, "Hey guys."
Come on,
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Lost Boys, bro. Come on.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
my
Right,
favorite
bro.
movie.
There it is.
I'm telling Mom you're freaking.
Oh yeah, baby. Be one of us. So you put out a post a long time ago to like your fans going like, "Hey guys, I'm trying to get Lost Boys shirts. Anybody who's got one, can I get it somehow?" Michael, I'm still sitting on one for you, dude. Would you
Really?
still want them? Are you still trying to get Lost Boys shirts? Because I've got one for you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Are you?
Absolutely. Yes,
Give me your
dude. I have,
size and your thing. There, wait, I'll show you what I got.
yeah, dude. I've got one that I have, and my girl says it looks like I look like Chris Farley in it, so I need a new one. And I gave her another one that she has into her crop top, but I'm fucking in dire need, bro. I'm in dire need.
The one that I've got.
Most people don't know that I got robbed in LA when I was living with Ronnie. My car got stolen. They took all of my memorabilia, all of my shoes, all of my clothes. They took everything. So yeah, I need some. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, dude, it's got the Lost Boys logo on the front, but on the back it says it's fun to be a vampire.
Hey, man, anything you got, I'm for it.
It's yours. Dude, that's fucking awesome, dude. Hell yeah. So one thing I kind of wanted to touch on base with you on, like a personal matter, because it's something I can kind of relate as well too, is I heard part of an interview you did a while ago about a really ugly car accident that you had, and what kind of triggered it for me to bring it up in this is you had mentioned that you guys drove to Nashville as opposed to flying, and the reason that I relate myself is early last year, as I was crossing the street to go to the supermarket, a car came and took me out, broke everything on my right side, and nearly took me out of life.
Wow, man. Well, I'm glad you're okay, man. I'm glad you're all right.
No, I appreciate it, man, for sure. But that was always, when I heard that interview a while ago, obviously it was very relatable. How are you now years later with that? Do you still not drive like I heard you don't, or have you been able to curve that a bit? So how's touring for you?
That's a fantastic question. So when we're in a bus, I'm okay. Bus tours are fantastic. I take over the back lounge and I just get hammered, and it's fine. Bandwagon tours are a little bit weirder. Those things are like fucking RVs without any shocks. So that's a little bit harder. But as far as being in a van, it is terrifying for me. Terrifying. I'm usually medicated. I'll be honest, man. When even driving in the front seat for long distances is bad news for me. Coffee. I'm a coffee addict, so if I do that, that's worse. I haven't got over it. I have to know the roads. I drove from Los Angeles to Vegas, and I literally gave my girl a heart attack because I was just stopping and starting on the brake pedal. I had to have like one beer in order to drive. Yeah, man, it's traumatic. I can't get over it. I don't know why. I think it's just a creature of habit. You know, man, it's like if you played golf your whole life, then stop for 10 years and then play golf again, you'd be like, oh, man, I don't know if I'm going to do so well. I think if I keep driving long distances, I could probably start breaking through this mold, but I just never fucking drive long distances.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, to be honest with you, man, I drive to the fucking gym. I drive to the fucking, to a restaurant, and then I Uber everywhere else because I'm getting fucked up. So it's like, even in an Uber, if Uber's going on, me and Ronnie used to live in, like about an hour from LA, and we would drive into LA every day. And if I wasn't drunk, dude, it was very hard. So no, I haven't got over it. I probably need help. All I can say to you is, man, I hope that doesn't happen to you. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, every now and then when people ask me about it, I've been relatively fortunate that I don't have any out over the top PTSD, but I definitely have what I refer to as my computer glitch. I call it my glitch in the system, where like I'll be walking across the street and I'll hear a car, whether they rev their engine, whether they hit their brakes, and I'll tense up in the middle of the road as I braced for impact, and then I'll look to the sound and then realize that that car's like nowhere near me, like they're still like way down there, but I could hear them. So like I'm right in that ballpark. It wasn't quite as traumatic, but it was still very awful. And so I definitely hear you on that, where as far as disrupting parts of my life, not so much, but I definitely have my computer glitch. So I can meet you there for sure.
Yeah, man. It's you lucked out. I mean, there's some people that are truck drivers. I call them truck drivers, man. Like my drummer, he's a truck driver. He's weird. Like he's missing that genome where he could drive for like 20 hours straight and he's fine. He's fine. There is no driving to him. It's just, I'm on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you got people that are just like indifferent. And then you got people like me, who's a fucking lunatic, who can't do that. So, I mean, even if you're in the middle part of that situation, you still be okay. I just don't think getting to that other point is going to be lucrative to life. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a terrible
brother.
place to be.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
terrible place to be. You don't feel like less than a man because, man, it's I drive a fast car too, bro. So it's like I'll drive fast, 0 to 60, but after that, nope. You know, I mean, it's just like I'm good. Yeah.
You'll drive fast 0 to 60 to the gym, but that's it.
Exactly.
Right on.
Exactly.
No, I definitely get you, brother. And I appreciate you talking a little bit about that story as well, so I can kind of personally bond with you a little bit over that, just from dealing with a little something like that for sure. But Jason, I'm going to kick it right up to you, brother.
So Mike, if there was anybody that you would want to perform with or write with, whether they're dead or alive, who would it be?
Jim Morrison.
Cool.
Awesome.
Jim Morrison. I mean, come on, man. Can you imagine? You know, it's like I'm a psychopath when it comes to hallucinogenics and shit like that. I don't know how, I've had some experiences, but I don't know, man. I think I would go there with him. I think I would like to see what it would be like to go to the desert, do peyote, and write a song. It's just, that guy's so fucking iconic. And when I first started music, the Jim Morrison thing kind of hit me, man, because he always used to turn around when he used to play live. Because he was scared of fucking everybody. And I was the same way, man. I would just hide behind this fucking weird emo hair and kind of go down and be like, oh, man, don't look at me. And then it turned into wanting to, actually watching his documentaries, how he came about and how he turned around actually helped me a lot. And I think we would write really cool shit. I think that would be really cool. And a lot of people be like, oh, man, Kurt Cobain. See, the thing is, Kurt Cobain wouldn't want to write with you. That's the thing. If you know anything about Nirvana, which most of these people that work Nirvana on their shirt don't know, is that guy's not right. You know what I mean? Like you can't just go back, hey Kurt, you want to write a song, bro? He's not gonna write a song, dude. I just feel like Jim Morrison would be like, yeah, let's experiment, man. Let's see what happens. And he's one of my idols, man. And that would be the best for me. Other than that, alive, songwriting would have to be Phil Collins. I think he's a phenomenon. I just don't get it. I don't get how he writes what he writes. I don't even get how he looks like a hobbit and able to sing like that. So I would love to, write something with him, man, 100%. So those two people, most definitely, 100%.
Very cool.
That's
cool.
Awesome.
Have you ever visited Jim Morrison's gravesite?
No, I haven't. I haven't done that. Believe it or not, I have a weird thing with death. It's just it's a weird thing. The Frog Brothers. I had a weird thing. You know, I used to visit the Hollywood Forever Cemetery a lot and try to break out of that mold. But since that fucking accident, man, it's weird. I also see, you know, I know this sounds stupid. Halloween, right? I also see a lot of things, and I don't try to recognize that as much as I did anymore because I got myself into a lot of trouble seeing a lot of things. My mother actually has an energy thing where she can read people, and I have the same, except now I have a special little gift, probably from the accident, where I can see more, and it's been plaguing me. So I don't really like visiting places like that. And as far as the Ouija board goes, man, I don't like fucking with things like that either. Although it's really cool tattoo, I probably would do that as well. That's pretty cool.
We'll get into that in a little bit later. No, absolutely. Angel, how are the summoners doing, and how are the academy students?
Well, also, we have Lisa sends you a reminder. Don't forget about your time with David from Lost Boys.
That's amazing. All right, man. Well, you know, so I'm at a bar, and I'm all vampired out, man. I just come from a show at the Whiskey Go Go, and I was meeting up with this girl, and we were just having some drinks, and I was already kind of fucked up, and she's like, "Yo, this place lame. Let's go hang out somewhere else." And this producer guy comes up. That's what happens in LA. This weirdo producer guy comes up and says, "Hey, man, I know where we can go." I'm like, sweet. So we all get into an Uber, and we're traveling in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm hammered, and I'm drinking in the Uber too. That was weird. And I was like, "Yo, are we? The fuck are you taking me right now?" You know what I mean? Like, you're taking me to my death. And we end up going through this big gate, and there's all this thing, and we pull up, and then Keith Sutherland's there. He's like, he's at the front door, bro. He's like, come in the fucking house. And this guy is wrecked, bro. This guy's wrecked. And I wasn't expecting that. And he had this girl with him. I guess he was dating. No offense to Kiefer, because I think he's an attractive dude. He was with a very ugly chick. And we were in the house, and we were there, and he's just pouring me shots. We're getting fucked up, and we're playing music together, man. Keep in mind, I look way crazier than I do now. And he's like, "Man, how you remind me of me when I was younger," and all that crap. And so, the moral of the story is this. At the end, before I left, because we were all fucked up, I go, "Come on, let's be clear. How was the Lost Boy, bro? Come on." He's like, "Best time of my life, man." He's like, "You remind me of one of the characters in that movie." I was like, all right, bro. That was about Starstruck. You asked about Starstruck. I think I was too drunk to be starstruck, but I will say to you, that was something I'll never forget. I have some sign from him too, and all sorts of weird shit. But that dude didn't give a fuck. That dude was about music. He has his own band. You ever seen that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He could play music, that guy, I think.
We're gonna go to Kim. She says, "I'm glad you're still with us. Hope you're not in pain still." And Matt Porter.
Thanks.
Yeah, Matt Porter has one of those wonderful "let's go around the table" questions. So, Matt, go around the table questions, which everybody answers. Is what is your favorite horror movie and favorite Halloween candy? Jay, I'll let you pick who goes first.
Oh, Bobby.
Oh, me? Oh, dude, it's so candy corn. I'm like addicted to it. It's like, horror movie. Shit. It's got to be the first Halloween because that was the movie that scared the piss out of me. My mom made me sit in the back of the car, and I kept going, what the fuck? And Jamie Lee Curtis gave me a hard on. That's where I got scared and got a hard on at the same time.
Nice. Right on. Jason, candy corn, Halloween candy and movie.
Well, it's not really a Halloween candy, but it's year round. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Right
I
on.
could eat that
Okay.
anytime, especially on Halloween. As for horror film, I don't really know.
That's a hard one, man.
Horror.
That's like asking your
I
favorite
just,
band.
That's a tough one.
it is. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Not necessarily my immediate choice, but I kind of like not just a specific one, but I kind of like more psychological horrors, where it could actually, like, if you think about it, it could actually happen. You know, not like anything
Right.
that's like superficial or fantasy horror type of thing. Although it's good, but I really get into a lot of stuff that is either true or can pass off as true. Um, so
Nice.
so yeah, that's what I'd have to say.
Nice. For Halloween candy, I got to go with candy corn too. I literally have them tattooed up my arm. Now, when it comes to movies, it's kind of broken up for me in like three ways because again, it's so fucking hard. But like my favorite, like as far as like horror, I guess I would have to give it to the Friday the 13th franchise. I grew up on 80s Psycho Slash. I'm very loyal to the genre. Jason was my first big horror tattoo. Also, I'm a big Vampires fan. I'm a big Lost Boys fan. I mean, all the battle vests that people always see me in, I've got a Lost Boys one that I wear on the regular. But also, I got to throw in, because why it's not a horror movie per se, I keep it in my horror collection, because when you break it down, it's pretty fucked up, and it's my love affair with A Clockwork Orange.
Cool.
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Michael, I'm going to kick it down to you for your answers to this. And then, Angel, why don't you pick it up for your answers and then any more questions from the fans?
Okay, then we'll take it back up to you for our sponsors. Just that
Yeah,
tough-
totally, man. So, Michael, candy and movies.
Fuck, man. Mountains bars.
Nice.
Don't know why. Just love the fucking Mountains bar, bro. And also, I would have to say, look, I'm into 80s horror. As far as campy shit, Lost Boys, Fright Night, always been a fucking go-to. But I don't think anything has beaten the goddamn first Conjuring. That
So
thing
good.
is a fucking nightmare. When
Yeah.
that bitch is on the cabinet.
On top of the
Bro,
cabinet when it's
there's
zoomed in
nothing
right
the
on it.
world, Bro, come on. Like, you're in your room by yourself. There's this old witch bitch on a cabinet looking at you like she does, bro. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Sinister's pretty fucked up. I don't know if you're into that. I like Sinister. I like things like, like you said, man, my girl's led into a lot of the poltergeist shit. Not like poltergeist movies, but like actual haunting stuff, like things that could
Nice.
possibly happen. So I have the merriment of watching the scariest shit on the planet with her at night. So that fucks me up. But I have to say that The Conjuring does it for me. We
Nice.
always revisit it. Because Lost Boys to me is a trip.
Yeah.
The Conjuring for me is scary as fuck. You know, to have that idea. Have any of you seen the guy who bought the fucking what was that? The Conjuring house?
Yeah, the Conjuring house.
He bought the fucking Conjuring house, bro. Did you see that?
Yes.
What is wrong with that motherfucker, dude? Oh my god.
It's
And,
crazy.
Dude, I just went to the Zach Baggins Museum in Las Vegas. And we were there with some haunted ass shit, dude. We had Kevorkian's fucking VW. We had all these haunted relics. We had what was that chair from? We had a chair from one of the new movies that they're doing, like The Conjuring, and there was this weird doll in there that haunts everybody. We actually went down to the basement where there was a whole satanic thing where they used to do satanic rituals in that house. So that, like he said, man, like that real shit is more scarier to me than anything else. Because to be honest, man, if I was in the Lost Boys, bro, I'd just be like, yo, man, just five me right here, bro. Do it right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
You know, what I mean?
Actually,
Start with
so
the plan,
fucking
so.
crazy. Dude, real quick, before I kick it to Angel, because I just got to comment on that Conjuring thing, because I saw that movie in the theaters, and that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like, I'm relatively desensitized because of how much I love to go to movies, but I've been fully invested in The Conjuring, Insidious, Annabelle, all that kind of stuff. But that particular scene was fucking wild, Michael, because like you see the girl, just like, if you guys haven't seen it, well, sorry, tough shit. But this girl is literally her sisters hear this like knocking noise. They walk into the room to see her just kind of walking almost like a wind-up toy that runs into the wall. And she's just walking face first into a cabinet, like a wardrobe. So they just kind of stop her, and they don't understand what the deal is. As the camera's panning out, you notice somebody's up on the wardrobe. Then the camera shoots forward to this fucking witch face. Dude, the theater that I was in started screaming.
Oh yeah, terrible.
I've never been in a theater that got that kind of reaction in a long time. Everybody in there just instantly started screaming. It was wild. Angel, it's all you.
Yeah, just want to say hi to a new fan, Summer Curtis, who just joined us. Just hi, back to you, and feel free to ask any questions if you want. Friday the 13th.
Hi, Summer.
Hi, Summer. Feel free to ask questions if you want.
Cool girl.
Yes, she is. Oh, my favorite horror movie, Friday the 13th. I definitely love Snickers candy.
Nice.
So if anybody knows where I live, drop off Snickers candies. A whole bunch of them. Yeah, I'm going to kick it back up to you, Jay, so we can pay some respects and love to our sponsors.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for the people that back us and look out for us to help build with us. We really appreciate you guys. So we want to thank Bradley Entertainment for working with us and getting involved with us and keeping live music alive. I want to give a special shout out to TMS alumni Janet and Mark from Rock and Horror Apparel, who make all of my clothes. And thank you guys so much. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you. Levy Metal Enterprises, Levin Lewis, custom guitars and stage props. We appreciate you so much, of course. And we also always want to thank Saren Cadaver Horror Decor out of Rhode Island. So we really appreciate you guys so much for being with us on this journey. Anybody else who wants to get involved, reach out to us. We'll discuss and get everything rocking and rolling for sure. Thank you so much, Kim Sullivan. Again, I saw your comment on my well wishes. Thank you very much, darling. I appreciate it. Reach out to me privately if you want to hear more of that story, because it's pretty fucking wild. But again, we thank everybody so much for everything. But Bobby, let's kick it over to you, my man. Why don't you get us started back up again?
All right, so I'll get a little bit more weird on this, other than, hey, can't get that shit out of my mind. That's going to be a fucked up dream tonight. But first tattoo. I mean, look, you're inked all over, but can you remember where you got your first tattoo?
Absolutely. Star.
Oh, no shit. No shit. Me too.
Yeah,
Really?
bro. It's those geometrical shapes, bro. You always feel safe by getting geometrical shapes. If my first tattoo was like a fucking frog, I'd be pretty unstoked. But like this was the first, and under here I still have is the second, and this was the third, but I covered it up with a crow.
Very cool. How old were you, and what possessed you to get your first tattoo? What was the motivation behind it?
I'm pretty sure it was Green Day or Blink-182. I was in a pop punk band. I was like, I'm not really a pop punk guy till I have a pop punk tattoo. I grew up on punk itself, like Pennywise, NoFX, and Propaganda, and all that kind of shit, man. And they were all tattooed, and it's just I felt like I just needed it for my own personal growth, and it was a interesting experience. My mom freaked the fuck out, but it was a good experience, man, and it led me down a road of this insanity that is me at this point. I got it on my face, and it's over here. No, it's over here. And I have them everywhere, man, and they're addicting. And then I had a best friend in LA who was a tattoo artist, and there's that.
I'm inked.
What about you, man? What's your first, bro? I see you got.
Me, my first one was my nickname growing up was Bear, so that was there. Then I started, the Centaur was done by a guy named Bernie He's the most tattooed. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most tattoos. Mexico. Then I started getting them in places that I went to. That Tahiti, I got it tapped.
Oh shit. That's cool.
You know, just Amsterdam. You know, so Amsterdam, Greece, big Satan on my back.
What'd you think of Amsterdam, bro?
I lived in Holland on and off for 6 years.
Wow.
So, and, you know, like I would go over and then come back, go over, come back. It was a trip. I love Holland. You know, I haven't been there since 2001. But after this shit's over, I'd like to go back. It was a trip. You know, I was, the pop thing wasn't my gig. It was the sex.
Well, that red light district is pretty cool. So
you know, hey, I can get high anywhere, you know, but.
Dude, that's fucking awesome for sure.
That's well, dude. I'm going back there in 2021, bro. If this, you know, once this vaccine hits, bro. So we're announcing a tour next week.
Then we're going.
Hey, I dare you, bro.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Metal Summit road trip.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Amen, for sure, definitely.
I like to try some European peaches. There you go.
I believe that. We're gonna have to go somewhere where I don't have to make the drinks, where the drinks can be made for us. But actually, Michael, you'll get a kick out of this. Like, I'm one of the bar heads of a restaurant, and I make our cocktail list, and I currently do have a cocktail on the menu called Lost Boys.
That's super sick, man. What's in that?
So it's my interpretation of a traditional rum daiquiri, which is rum, lime, and sugar. But then I also float red wine over the top of it. So it's got like this blood factor to it. And then the part that people love the most, I bought a bag of plastic vampire fangs and I garnished the side of the glass with a pair.
That's fucking cool, man.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's super.
And you want to give
cool.
me a natty bow on something?
Oh, I'm always gonna have Natty Bow for you, dude. You don't have to worry
I
about
want
that,
something
dude.
fun. It's Halloween. I can drink a natty bow anytime.
Yeah, well, I got you, dude. Just my entire that's if I get to I hate when it comes to me and my drinks, I hate talking about myself. I'm just that weird kind of way, but fuck it, I'll take a second to toot my own horn for a second. Fucking beep beep. But when I started making custom cocktails for menus on the regularity, I wanted to do something that was me. So they're always based off rock and metal music or horror movies. All of them. I got Lost Boys, I got Bloodshot, I got Don't Walk in the Woods, I got Love Gun, and I've got Ballroom Blitz. Like, that's the cocktail menu right now.
No
That's
Blair
super
Witch.
cool, man.
Oh, I've gone there before. I've done Salem because like being from Salem, like I've done Salem witch trial cocktails. I had one called Hang in There Baby. I had one called Welcome to Salem. And I also a couple years ago did a cocktail based off Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman that I called Sleepy Hollow.
Very cool.
Salem,
Love
dude,
that
bro,
shit.
Salem, Black
Yeah.
Belt Tattoo gave me this Lost Boys tattoo.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
yeah. They're good. They're
Yeah.
good guys, man.
Oh, absolutely. For sure. Jason, let me kick it to you right quick, buddy. We haven't heard from you in a second.
So, Mike, being a fan of vampires and considering that your the band name was Vampires Everywhere, have you ever considered not necessarily transitioning, but like doing things to emulate vampires, like maybe what is it, cementing vampire teeth or anything like that?
That's a good question. So no, but the reason is because I got so much grief in the beginning. It's when I first started this band, it got a lot of grief with what I was trying to achieve. But I can say to you on Warped Tour 12, I did experiment heavily with blood play, and I would drink blood before every show. with the girl I was with. That was interesting. I stopped doing that mainly because it made me kind of crazy. So I don't know if you know about adrenochrome. So there's this thing called adrenochrome. It's a conspiracy theory, but it's you drink the blood of young people to stay young. It's very vampire-y and very disgusting, but it is a thing within the political culture. I don't know if it's real or fake, but blood. When you ask a doctor about blood, blood is the life because blood does have certain materials in it that do give you adrenaline. So when you do drink it, you do feel like you've done a Red Bull shot. And you're first of all, your adrenaline's going through the roof because you're drinking someone's fucking blood. And second of all, because you don't think it's going to do anything, but when it does, you're just like, holy shit. That mix with Jack Daniels seemed to be the mixture for me for about 52 dates. There he is.
I got you.
There he is. I wish I could reach through. So that for me was to deal with that. So no, I prided myself on being more of a psychic, and then I tried to do the blood play, and then I discontinued that after a while because it was just a little too much for me.
Right on, man, for sure. So again, being that it's Halloween season, we talked about this kind of off the air, and we touched on it a little bit during the episode. I got to ask you about this. So the guys that all know me, my friends, my family, the guys here, they all know that I'm a Ouija board enthusiast. They're tattooed on my body. I've got over 20 in my house. They're all over the place. We both have a common skull.
Yep.
That I noticed when you were doing your videos and stuff like that. But I mean, I've done extensive research on them. I have very firm beliefs in them and what they do. It's not even what I think they can do. It's what they do, what I believe they fully can accomplish. But you have a pretty wild story with a Ouija board I believe you had hanging in your house at one point. Can you?
So that's.
You want to give us our campfire story for the evening?
So that's a crazy story. So I'm with these two lesbian porn stars in my house and my merch guy, and one of the girls claims she's a witch. We had a Milton Bradley board, and she just showed us the ritual of how to use it. So you're supposed to put it on your knees. And everyone has it on their knees, and everyone holds hands, and you move the board. But you have to give a sacrifice to the board. And the sacrifice is your blood, obviously. And I had this really big knife I got on tour, so she cut all of her hands, not lightly, mind you. She was kind of batshit, very deeply. And we put her blood on the board, a lot of it, and nothing happened. And I was like, what a waste, And then I went upstairs and did my business with that situation because that was fun. And then shit started going sour. Shit started going really sour. The house got a different vibe. The energy changed. It went kind of low. Every time you walk through the door, it would feel like you're walking into a foggy cloud. And at first, you don't start noticing this shit. You're just like, oh, man, you're drunk or you're fucked. It wasn't until I got into another relationship with this girl named Dorothy in this band, and she moved into my house, and I thought, oh, fuck, this Ouija board's super cool. Let me put it on my studio wall. And I had a 3-bedroom townhouse, so I put it on the wall, and I mounted it. So anyway, days passed, and the wall above it started to rot. Everything above the wall rot. We had 24-hour maintenance, so I hit him up, and the guy came over to me. He's like, dude, I'm like, yo, I'm allergic to mold, man. What the fuck's that? He's like, looks like black mold to me, but let's be clear, we tested it, and it isn't. Something's rotting your wall. And I'm like, oh, okay, how do we fix it? He's like, we kind of can't. We just got to kind of fix it up after you move out. Do you want it fixed now or later? I was like, I would leave it for the moment. I will worry about it. So I was like, all right, man, let me take this Ouija board down. I took it down and I put it underneath like a table I had, and that was that. And then the girl I was dating started to see her father, who had died many, many years before, by the stairwell. mind you, she wasn't involved in this Ouija thing. This is just my problem. And she walked into it. So she started to see her father. And then while we were sleeping in the bed, we started hearing all sorts of bangs. And then we started hearing kind of weird footsteps. I don't want to say hooves, but it sounded like fucking hooves. Walking through the house. And we had a great relationship at the time, and it started deteriorating. It started deteriorating pretty hard because she thought I was draining her of energy. That was her words. I'm a psychic vampire for real, and I'm draining her of her energy, which is cool for me because I'm like, oh, that's just pretty rock and roll, but I'm not doing that. The house started becoming a very toxic environment. We started to the point where we started coming at our throats, and we broke up. I'll make this short. So the house turned to shit. Our relationship turned to shit. The walls fucking melting. And then I moved to a one-bedroom apartment after we broke up, right across the way from the apartment. You can literally see the apartment. You can see it, right? And it was like, oh man, finally out of that toxic environment, toxic bitch, toxic house, bad shit. I never attributed it to this fucking Ouija board, mind you. So to backtrack a minute, she tried to burn the Ouija board as we were breaking up. So if you know anything about Milton Bradley and children, you can't burn the board. It's fireproof. So don't try to burn the Ouija board. That doesn't work. It's fireproof. Moving ahead, I don't think that pleased anything that was in that board. And so when I was in the house, I was sitting on my couch and I was looking up the apartment. I was like, oh, weird time. Something projected from the apartment onto my balcony. It projected from the apartment onto my balcony. It had a hood. It had a weird face, and it was looking at me from the balcony in my window, and I started looking at it, and then it just projected itself back towards where it was. It just projected itself back. The only time that's ever happened to me is when a woman died of cancer many, many years before next door to me, and she appeared to me at my bed. So I haven't seen anything that familiar till that time. But I can say this, ma'am. Don't fuck with those boards. It's real. I promise you it's real. My whole life fell apart because of it. I think a lot of people think, oh, the board's just going to move and say a name and all this fuck shit. That's not what that's about. Whatever it unleashed upon my life was negative. The vibrations were negative. And then whatever that vibration was transcended into my life before and then went away. So my life got better after I left that apartment. And that board, I don't know where it is, but it's not with me. So that's that story there, yeah.
Dude, that's fucking wild, man.
It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
It sucks, yeah.
For sure. And I mean, and people will always ask me, they'll be like, dude, you have all of these, like, do you play with them? Do you do this? I'm like, no. I was like, I collect them. They're stacked up. I put certain ones on display, but I don't touch them. I don't play with them. I don't do things because that's what happens when you do that. And people are like, you're just exaggerating. I'm like, well, then you go ahead and be the guinea pig and then call me later when your walls start to bleed and fucking Jack Nicholson is running at you with an axe. Like seriously. But no, that's fucking crazy, Michael. Yeah, that is a insane story.
It's when you start seeing shit, it's not good. And since my girl's into it, we have some acknowledgement of stuff around us, and I don't like to acknowledge it anymore, man. To be clear, that I don't want anything to do with it. I think that it follows you, and it's not good. And it plagued my life, and it really did fuck me up for at least 3 or 4 years. So no, it's not a good place to be.
No, for sure, man. Do you have anything Ouija related tattooed on you?
No, I have nothing. No, I have nothing Ouija related. I think it's cool. I know a girl that has a full Ouija board in her stomach. I just couldn't. It's not for me. Just because of what happened, I think it was very real for me. To be honest.
For sure.
She didn't have any black mold around her, did she?
I think she might be a porn star, but I'm not sure.
Well, Bobby, I'm going to let you roll with it, brother. Don't stop there.
Oh, look. Well, we went with the tattoos, so I'm going to go any you regret getting. Any that you just went, fuck, what the hell?
This would be my ex that I'm talking about.
Ah,
Ah,
Yeah, that would be her. Do I regret it? No, I don't regret anything, but yeah, that's her.
and what's your next one? Do you have a, what you want to do next for,
Yeah.
I already have mine planned for October.
Oh, bro. Well, if you have the Karen haircut like me, bro, like you want to ask for the manager, bro, because I have the Karen haircut. You want to get something in the back of your neck so you can kind of show that off. So that'll be the next for me, and then eventually my back. But this shit's painful, bro. It's terrible.
for sure.
It depends where.
That's true. You know what doesn't hurt though? Your head. There you.
Yeah, anything under here kind of gets, and anything down in Manland kind of hurt too.
That's been like the one thing I've been like granting myself like post COVID as the wheels have gotten back turning in the world and stuff, is because my artist is back to work and stuff. So I've been like living in his shop for like the last like 2 months and stuff like that. He did my stomach like 2 weeks ago. He's gonna connect a bunch of shit across my chest because I've got these large pieces on my chest that I'm tired of them being individual pieces. So I'm going to have him connect all this area with a bunch of spider webs and stuff like that. And he did a pair of like gothic girls on my stomach and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been living in his chair the last like 2 months. I was like, that's what's good. Now that you're back open, that's what's going to get my ass through COVID. It sucks. It hurts, but it's what I want. And I can knock 3 to 5 hours out of my COVID life by just lying down and getting drilled on. Yes, thumbs up, Bobby. That's hilarious, by the way. Angel, how are the fans doing, buddy?
Oh, awesome. Got a couple of drinking questions from the fans. Jansen wants to know, ask Mike, who can drink the most, Jack, me, or him?
Fucking me. That motherfucker has a pacemaker, bro, and so he might win because the pacemaker is a fucking foul. But it's me by far. And Jansen, I'll see you in May 2021, bro. We'll see what's up.
And we definitely want to see who wins that drinking battle.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to y'all. Next time we all come and do this shit, bro. Come on my fucking band's Facebook, bro. And we'll talk some shit, man. Because this was cool, man. I love you guys, man. This was fun. Next time we'll go on my Facebook, we'll do this next, man. That's what's up.
Oh, hell yeah, we will.
And now our good buddy Matt, who wants to know, what kind of wine are you drinking?
This is Coppola.
Nice.
I'm obsessed with Coppola wine. Yeah. When I first started drinking it, I thought, fuck this guy, but some great movies, but great wine as well. It's my favorite chateau. Love it. Good stuff.
And a suggestion from Matt: you guys should do a drinking show. Every time someone says fuck, everyone needs to take a shot. You'll all be wrecked by now. You fucking right we would be.
Everybody will be in the hospital.
That's good. I could have this with some big fucking titties giving me CPR.
Dude, we don't know how to control our fucking swearing on this show.
Fuck no. That's why we hate fucking Tipper Gore. What the fuck?
No.
Are you fucking
I
kidding
gotta
me?
drink again.
Fuck yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'll pretend like this is vodka.
That's fucking crazy. Angel, anything from yourself, my good dude?
Matt had another fucking question.
Oh,
He wants
did he?
to know what's in the Love Gun drink.
Oh, he wants to know what's in the love gun, does he? Okay. So one of my things is I love doing my own personal spins off of traditional cocktails. So this Love Gun's the bastard child of two traditional drinks called a Shattuck and Bubbles and a French 75. But anyway, long story short, it's gin, a little bit of sugar, a chamomile liqueur, and Prosecco. But I also put a couple shots of bitters and I garnish it with candied ginger, and a couple of pink peppercorns. The pink peppercorns serve no purpose whatsoever, but they look fucking sexy in that glass because I serve it in a flute. And since I call it Love Gun, I just call them my bullets.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Kim Sullivan, laughing out loud, the Karen haircut. I don't know if she's talking about your haircut
Oh
recently.
yeah.
Yeah.
She did cut your hair. And
Yeah.
and Kim also has a question for Michael. Do you play any other instruments?
I can. I can play bass. I can play a little bit of piano. I can play rhythm guitar. That's about that. Other than that,
And now we can get to my question. What's the madness that goes into putting the set list together?
That's
For
actually
sure.
super easy, man. It's
Oh.
it's super easy. It would be the songs everyone likes into the songs I want to play. Super easy. Yeah, especially having a new band. It's pretty fantastic because you don't have much to offer. You have what you have. When we toured with POD just recently in Alien Ant Farm in Europe, our band's new, so I was like, oh, how is everyone going to figure us out? So I added Girls, Girls, Girls from Motley Crue. We did a rendition of that, and that went over super well. And then we had actually POD and Alien Ant Farm come on stage with us and sing it.
Very cool.
I thought it was cool. Yeah, super cool. And then some of the towns in Germany, man, they don't fucking know any words that you're fucking saying. So they know Motley Crue, man, that's for sure. They know beer and they know Motley Crue, and they know some weird fucking drink with a little bit of mint in it. It tastes like mouthwash. It's a great shot, but it accompanies the strong beer. Yep.
Oh, absinthe.
It's not absinthe because I have an absinthe maker in my house, bro. Anytime you're in Vegas,
Oh,
bro,
no. It put me in the hospital, man. That shit ate my stomach.
Well,
Not too bad.
I'll take you up on. I'll take that up on you, Michael. The next time I come into town to say what's up to Julia, I'll hit you up.
Hey, man, I expect it now. Let's do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. That's fucking crazy. When it came to, so like, now that you've got 2 albums with like the material out, I mean, you got to be pretty stoked now when you're able to get back out there to really be able to play with like this material. Did you ever consider flirting with some of the old VE songs when it came to Dead Girls Academy, or did you want to keep it specifically about DGA?
I definitely want to keep it separate. It confuses people, man. It's unfortunate. The way I wanted to run it, it wasn't that way, but I was forced. So I have to keep it separate because I definitely want to put out another VE record in the future. And I don't want everyone to think it's Dead Girls Academy,
Totally, man. So one other question that I got that kind of relates with the old as well as with Dead Girls Academy. Of course, you and I actually had a conversation at a show years ago on that Wide Awake and Dead tour where you were signing Hellbound and Heartless for me, and you were actually kind of cracking some jokes about your then band who wasn't your band at that time, because you were like, well, this guy left. This guy was starting to feel musical differences. This dude lost his mind and started listening to dubstep. I don't know if you remember this conversation.
I do.
But so I found that that's still a story I love to tell to this day because I thought it was so cool because we were just in a corner just rapping and chilling. But anyway, so talk a little bit about your band. How has it been with these guys and the stage performance that they put forward? Because we know the stage performance that you put on there, you're very fan friendly. You definitely had a little bit of that, mystique around you because you also used in the old days to wear a large kind of police style hat as almost like a defense mechanism as well. But talk a little bit about the guys you share the stage with.
That's a great question, man. So Zach, our drummer, very eccentric guy, came to us from another band in Vegas, and he was, at the point in time we were trying to figure out a lineup, and he came in like 3 days before the Ashes to New tour actually, and joined up and got the spot that way. Craig's a prodigy. From the age of 13, he's been playing classical piano and Van Halen riffs out of the womb, and he's absolutely phenomenal.
And we were about to put him on the Warped Tour before, but I already had a full lineup, and there was a lot of weird shit going on. So I ended up adding him on later when one of our members left because of a girl. A lot of members leave because of girls, believe it or not. I can't understand it. So that ended up happening. He joined the crowd. So at that point in time, those are the only two guys in my band. The guy Alex, that was my band from the band Dangerous Kids. He's joined a Post Malone type thing. He's doing his own little Post Malone thing. A lot of people try to follow the trends, man. They try to follow what's cool now rather than what's going to be cool in about 3 or 4 years down the road, and they end up getting caught up. But those are the two members of my band right now at this point. Very dedicated members, very cool guys, very, very dedicated. So I'm glad to have them. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Did I, correct me if I'm wrong, and my apologies if I am, but when I was watching your DGA videos, because, I've been following all of that, did I see Tyler from Falling in Reverse in one of your videos on bass?
Yeah, that would be reversed. That'd be Tyler from Dead Girls Academy going to Falling in Reverse, yeah.
Oh, it was the other way around.
Yeah, other way around. So when me and Ronnie moved to Vegas, we were living in Henderson, he befriended Tyler. Tyler started coming over a lot. I needed a band. I needed a bass player, someone cool looking. We had a love for Lost Boys and horror together, so he ended up joining our band. And then Ronnie made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and took our bass player. Life. At the end of the day, though, I'm happy for him. Really nice guy, super nice guy, and I'm happy he's doing well. In the band world, it is, man, fucking crazy. It's in and out, and it's a money game and it's a touring game. Yada yada, and a lot of people act as though this isn't Tyler, for instance, but it's people act as though you're your friends, and all of a sudden a day later they're not, and it's kind of crazy. It's crazy in that way because as a musician, as someone that runs a band, I pay a lot of people that work for me that I do consider friends. So you kind of have to ride the line of is this a friend or is this a bandmate?
Sure.
And then eventually it comes to fruition about exactly what it is. And it kind of hurts your feelings. So you have to just be aware and aloof about what you're doing and try to separate that line. I try to have a lot of friends that are outside of my band too, so I don't get hurt as much as I used to.
Gotcha.
DJ that was in Vampires Everywhere ended up joining my ex's band and ended up moving in with her and then getting secretly married. So it's a fucked up game, bro. It's a fucked up game.
I got you, man. Yeah, no, I apologize for getting that backwards because the thing is, too, like, I only just started really following Falling in Reverse within the last year or so because I'm friends with Max, their most recent guitar player.
Yeah.
Because I met Max when he was touring with a band called the Gemini Syndrome when I was doing some press coverage for them. And he and I, very similar to us, we were just in a corner, just kind of bromancing and exchanging information and all that kind of stuff. So he and I always kind of kept in touch over the years, over the year. And then I find out that he is playing in Falling in Reverse, and that was at the time of the Warped Tour. So that's when I first really started seeing Falling in Reverse, was because I was following Max. And that's when so it wasn't long after that I saw your videos for that Tyler was in for Alchemy. So
Right.
That was the reason I was kind of like, oh, okay. Because I knew that you guys had also done a tour together as well. You and Falling had gone out on tour as well.
Yeah. We had 2 tours together. Me and Ronnie were living together at the time. Funny, Max tried to join my band at one time too. Yeah, I had a little instance with him in my house with a woman. I don't want to go into it.
Absolutely.
But I will say he's a nice guy. Different culture. From Montreal or where the fuck he's from. Nice dude. It's very homogenous. It's interesting how it all comes together. We all kind of try to find the best band we can have and the most truthful guys we can have, and you get lucky sometimes and sometimes you don't. But as a woman goes from band guy to band guy, so do band guys go to band guys to band guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So as we get about that quarter to the hour, Michael, we thought we'd hit you with one more spin around the table if you're cool.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm here. Whenever.
Fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely. Jason, it's all you, brother.
So, have you hit this point in your career where you have experienced what you always wanted to doing this? Like, as if, like, for example, played with people that you have always wanted to play with, or maybe it was a specific venue that you wanted to play that you were able to play at, something like that.
No, that's cool. That's a great question, man. So there's these festivals, and they're radio festivals, and they call them radio festivals, and it's an eclectic mix of very, very large artists and artists coming up, and I've done a bunch of those, and it was very surreal. I toured with John 5, and that was cool, but then I got to share the stage with Rob Zombie. Main stage was Rob Zombie at Welcome to Rockville, which was that was pretty crazy to me. It's, as well as I'm not a fan of Shinedown. I like one song, but we did share the stage with them, and in this moment I know because I was on Century Media, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But there was a lot of moments in my life where I was just like, holy shit, what am I doing right now? What ends up happening is Jack Daniels mixes with your ego, and you're like, well, you know what? I belong here. And a lot of these festivals give you that beer goggles that you are going to be this. You're going to do this. Fucking A. You have 20 interviews and you're on a fucking golf cart and you got your own fucking this and your own that. You got your own runner and you're like, damn man, I made it. I come. And no, it's just the geniuses behind it. Like Danny Wimmer and all those festivals, there's such great experiences. And I have to say to that, I'm very thankful that they put me on those festivals so I got to experience what it would be like to be a Korn, or what it would be like to be a Rob Zombie. As far as club shows, I got some pretty cool club shows that I played about 4,000 people, and then I played to 10,000 people. So I'm very thankful that happens as well. I haven't hit my pinnacle yet. I feel like those are experiences that have fucked me up and now make me want more. And that's what ends up happening with any entertainment position, is that you get a little something and then you're like, I could do better. And that's kind of where I'm headed going into the next couple of years. And I'm thankful for where I was, and now I just want to be at a higher position. So, yeah, no answer to that.
Yeah, that makes
Hell
sense.
yeah.
It's just natural to always improve and
Yeah.
and do better.
You
than
got that
did
oh fuck
before.
moment, bro. You got that oh fuck moment, and you feel like you're part of it, and that's the biggest thing about these festivals and these things is like, we have a couple of festivals coming up, if they come up, but if they, it's just like, whoa, you're playing with this guy and this guy. But in all reality, it's a moment. It's a moment. You have to have your own fans. You have to have your own club shows. You have to have your own thing. And that's the goal coming into the next couple of years. You can't be disillusioned, man, just because you have a hype moment. It's important.
Absolutely, for sure, 100%. Bobby, it's all you, my dude.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. This will put you to bed. Craziest sexual experience you had on tour?
Fuck. You're gonna close your ears.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm
Hold on
like,
one
Bobby, his
second.
girlfriend's
Hold
sitting
on,
right next to him.
Hold on. Let me get my paper
Oh,
and
is she
pen.
gonna
ready.
leave? Is there any more wine in there?
No.
Wine's down. All right.
It could be with human, animal, I don't care. I just
Oh, fuck.
Damn, Bobby.
Warped Tour 12. We were in, I think, San Diego. I want to say San Diego. I think it was San Diego. I could be wrong. The girl I was dating at the time was a porn star, a lesbian porn star. Just turned real porn star. And so, as a present for bringing her on tour, she brought, a couple girls into the mix. to the shows, and a couple were very big porn stars. I won't mention them. And we had a great show that day. We played the monster stage, but we had a very big crowd, about 2,000 people. So I looked badass. And we went back to the bus, and we're in the back lounge. She invited them in. They're all fucked up. And so that went down. But let me just explain to you what this is always like with porn stars. They expect you to perform. Okay? This isn't like, oh, man, this is a fantasy for me. Nah. Like, this is like, yo, you better not come early. Like, this is like, yo, you better be able to handle what is being put in front of you. And what's funny is she always held me to this higher caliber where she used to give me a pep talk beforehand. And she was just like, yo, don't disgrace me. Like for real. And I'm like, all right, man, I'll do my best. And this has happened a lot of times. But on the wharf, there was a lot of girls in that back lounge. And my whole back lounge was a bed. And I have to say to you that went well. That went well. That was a crazy experience. I've had girls come on the bus before that have brought a friend that I was talking to, and that would be crazy. Dude, it's honestly never ending with this experiences, but I'd have to say the porn thing is definitely the craziest one. That was insane.
Any hand grenades?
What?
So, any hand grenades where you sat and went, no, you're not bringing her.
You know what's funny is it's always a friend that's hotter than the actual girl.
That is true.
It's always reversed, man, and I'm happy for that because lesbian girls, lesbian porn stars are, they're into women, so they're into sharing and they're into the experience, and they've already come off set, so they already know the positioning. So it's always interesting. It's an interesting thing. I was with Samantha Bentley, who was on Game of Thrones once, and this other girl in a bedroom, mainly because Rodney didn't show up, so they needed a backup plan. So I was a vampire for that job. And I rolled up there, man, and I remember before I get in the room, she was like, listen, this is one of the biggest porn stars in the UK. If you don't get this done for me, I'm never talking to you again. I'm like, oh, shit, well, I'm going to need to drink this whole Moet bottle right now because it's not going to go down. So it's like, it's these moments as being in a band, like, and you get it done, man. And I've learned a lot from those experiences, and I hope I bring it to my relationship now. She ditched the room on this. But,
Told you this ain't Eddie Trunk.
Hey, Eddie Trunk, he's nice. That's
Back
cool.
to you, Jay.
Oh no, absolutely no. I can handle it. You ain't gonna bother me none, dude.
Hell no.
I've had my fair share of fun as well too. Not quite on like that kind of level,
you know
but
the difference between porn and real life.
oh, absolutely,
Noise
no,
and
absolutely.
Noise and smell, man.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, even if there were hand grenades, that's where Michael's hired guns come into play.
Of course. That's why you have four
Hey,
other
bro, that's
members
funny
in the
you say that,
band.
bro, because I've hooked up my entire fucking band sometimes with that, and they're not wanting that, but they want the full experience, but I just can't. I can't.
Right.
I made a pact. Obviously, I'm in a relationship now, but I made a pact when I was single. There's nothing under a 7 that I'll fuck with. I won't do it anymore, bro. I don't go slumming anymore, bro. I just cannot do it. It's not a wake up I like.
Right. No, for sure. I can definitely get that. Well, when it comes to that, I was like, shit, I'll work for Michael. I'll play bass for Michael.
I'll be your drummer.
You'll be my drummer?
And trades business.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, man, for sure. Angel, on that note, let's kick it to you, man. Is there anything final from the fans?
I mean, I just want to say, Michael, how proud I am of you that rock is still alive. You have really led me to believe that rock and roll's alive and well, because we cover sex, we cover rock and roll,
Drugs,
the biggest
everything, the
fucking
gamut.
joys. So you, Michael, you have restored my hope and the next generation of rock stars that they're going to have all the fucking sex. They're going to rock and roll all fucking night long. And I thank you for restoring my faith in rock and roll, man.
Amen, brother.
I don't get emotional, but I am.
I appreciate you.
That's fucking awesome, man.
That was okay. That was my Paula Abdul moment. So let me go to Matt. Matt, Matt, you get the last question. Well, actually, comment. He wants you to check out a band called Uttersuck.
I will check it out, man.
Utter
Sounds
suck.
sounds like I'll be in.
Uttersuck.
Hilarious.
Hey, it's a go promote a new band. Come on the Metal Summit. Say, hey, can you guys check out?
Yeah.
This-
Hey, well, fucking name, bro.
Reach out, man, for sure. Angel, is there anything final from you, buddy?
Oh, damn. Oh yeah. What other places do you hope to tour once this COVID thing is over and you're able to resume touring?
That's a great question. So we already got the UK booked in Germany and Amsterdam and Switzerland. I'm a big fan of Sweden, but we couldn't get that on this bill. I've never been to Russia. I want to go. Australia, that's on the list. I'd love to see Australia. Japan, number one on my list. The way I look and the way Japan acts to their anime shit, and I feel like I'm part of Death Note, bro. I would love to go out there and see what that's like. I feel that's coming up. There's moments, bro. There's moments in your life. There's moments that we're going through right now that we're going through some turmoil, going through an election, we're going through some crazy shit. But once things start getting back to normal again, you start forgetting this crazy shit that we've been through, and then you start thinking about the things that are important to you. And so, Japan and Russia are on my list. I think I need to visit those before I die. And thing is, I don't like vacationing when I'm not playing. I like playing. I like going out there and having a purpose, and it makes my ego better. So, Japan number one, Russia number two.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. Michael, you talked about not doing like things like graveyards and whatnot because of your personal experiences and stuff like that and the stuff you inherited from family. But considering that your girlfriend's into that kind of stuff as well, have you ever thought about just going to any kind of haunts that are like actual attractions, like something like maybe even say like the Lizzie Borden house?
Well, I mean, we did go to the Zach Baggins Museum. I was thinking that was going to be lame, but it wasn't. There's a lot of fucked up shit in there, and that guy's crazy. I don't understand him. I don't understand why he wants that stuff in one location. But yeah, I've done it. I did it because, to be honest, I thought we were going to have a threesome. It ended up being a twosome. I watched from the stairwell. It was just a weird night. But it was. I got through there, and I was stoked for it. So maybe I will do more. I've been in Salem before when I got tattooed. I've been to the witch house. I've been in some of the things over there, but there's nothing pulling me to go to a haunted place and having something follow me back. That's for sure.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Well, Michael, man, before we let you go, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can find Dead Girls Academy, where they can get the record and the singles.
Sure, man. Hit up Dead Girls Academy on IG. Hit up DJ Van on Twitter. You hit me up at the real Michael Vampire because some other motherfucker has Michael Vampire after I got rid of it. And come check out everything that I'm doing, man. I just Google the band Dead Girls Academy and check it out. Appreciate hanging out with you guys, man. And, next time, bro, to repay the favor, man, I'm going to have you come on my Facebook, bro, and we'll do some shit.
Absolutely, for sure. Michael, stick around with us just a little bit longer till we get like completely cleared off the air and everything. But Michael, man, the fact of the matter is, thank you so much for spending your evening with us, man. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to the fans.
Yeah.
And what really comes down to it, man, what matters to us is that you had a good time. Were you respected? Did you like your questions? Then did you feel that this was worth your time and your evening?
Oh, obviously, man. What's weird about publicity, what's weird about shit like this, is that you get some from your publicist and you're like, oh, what the fuck is that? And it's just like, oh man, okay, Metal Summit, I like that. And I checked it out and I hit you up and I was like, yo, man, let me get a link. Let me try to get more people up in this motherfucker. And
very cool.
You guys turned out to be super cool, man. And it's I appreciate y'all, man. And I like the questions, and I appreciate everything. So hopefully I can repay the favor coming up. As the album comes down, we can come out and talk some more and talk some
Matt,
shit. So
Philly area, we'll show love. We'll give you some East Coast love.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
For sure, man. We're working at it as we speak. As soon as we get that merch printed, we'll get a shirt coming right at you.
I'm ready.
Like I said, I just
Absolutely.
ordered my F COVID shirt that you guys put out, which I'm looking forward to getting. And the new album on the 30th, totally stoked.
Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
man.
Oh, dude, that pre-order hoodie that you guys just put up with the dead, I'm all over that bitch.
Oh, dude, super sick, bro. Super sick.
Hell
I
yeah.
got it from the anti-social club, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My little
great
play
stuff.
on it.
Oh, hell yeah, man, for sure. But thank you all so much for tuning into this episode of the Metal Summit. Again, we really appreciate Michael Vampire, Michael Orlando for spending his evening with us. Don't forget to check out the single that comes out tomorrow for the video, Addicted to Your Heart. And the day after that, Devil's Night, the 30th, we've got Doves and Glass Houses, the follow-up to the debut for Dead Girls Academy. Again, thank you all so much. This has been the Metal Summit. For Jason, for Bobby, for Angel, for Psycho Steve, I'm Jay. Again, thank you again for Michael Vampire.
Thanks,
We
Michael.
will have our next guest announcement coming out for you guys on Friday. We'll be back next week. Your Island of Misfit Toys. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Metal Summit.
Yeah.